Currently setting up some new ads for a cosmetic clinic. Each month we try a new offer. Each month we try some new images, videos, just keep it fresh. This time around, we are actually creating and building out the WooCommerce side and e-commerce side of the website in an attempt to display certain packages with discounted offers. Facebook ads is one of those spaces where you intrude on people's time, and if they're emotionally connected at the time, they will buy on impulse, something that they feel that they need. This has currently been working quite well for another one of my campaigns in the garage, in the home improvement storage solution space, where people see an item, an online shop, they like the item, they like the before and afters, they like the testimonials, and they basically purchase it. It's in that price point of under $500, where anything over 500 and people start to do a bit more research on those things. If you've got a unique product, you will have a chance of conversions. Question is how profitable versus ad spend and stuff like that. So in this case, it will be packages. Buy a 10-pack of this cosmetic service, maybe laser hair removal or something like that. A lot of the time I'm seeing those laser hair removal services and other ones acting as loss leaders to bring new clients on board. And similar to many other spaces, tutoring, music schools, all businesses where that client will book in maybe 10 sessions, or they will hang around for X amount of years. So a loss leader has a high chance of getting people in the door. So it's something that you make a discount, heavily discounted, a loss or something like that. So in this case, it will be packs of sessions. A lot of the time, ladies know how much they spend on certain things. They know that I need to get this thing done every so many months, etc. So if the offer is good enough, they'll just lock in things that can be several grand for 10 sessions of whatever it is. So we're setting up WooCommerce. Unfortunately, out of the box, WooCommerce is quite not as friendly when you're sending traffic, especially on mobile devices. So a whole bunch of custom codes required to make the experience more enjoyable, to heighten a higher chance of conversions. Now, conversion rate optimization is its own thing, and you've got agencies that just dedicate themselves to that thing. It's got its own set of developers. This is going to be really interesting. I've seen this work for a whole bunch of other clinics as well, and you can see this being executed by some of the large brands like laser clinics and national brands that have been following this method for the last how many years. There must be some merit to it, and I've seen it work. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Another month, another new approach, and then we look back at the data and we see what sticks. There was a business owner asked me, should I invest in billboards? Should I invest in local footy clubs, local community clubs and stuff like that? My answer was, first of all, it really depends. Are you part of the footy club? Do they know that you are? Does your son play footy? Does your husband play footy? Are you part of that club? Are you at those barbecues? Because if you are, it makes sense for you to do that, to get your brand up there, to get your brand displayed on the footy clubs. You're going to have no analytics. So that's the first thing I just said. How much is that going to cost you? Oh, it's going to cost you $3,000. What does that get you? Okay, it gets us placements here and placements there, but what does that actually get you? With something like a Google ad or a Facebook ad especially, you can see that $3,000 got us in front of 30,000 devices. That got us in front of, it appeared 30,000 times in front of 12,000 devices. Those devices are women in their 40s, because that's what we specified on the targeting. We showed up in certain areas. So you're not going to have that analytics on a billboard or a footy club. However, if you're part of the club and you're there weekly and you're there supporting, well, it's like people will know you that you are such and such from such and such. So even if the business is completely irrelevant to sports, you're going to be that go-to when those conversations, if they ever veer off. Not that they ever veer off to laser hair removal either. I think it's like quite a private thing anyway. So that's where I would invest. But if it's just cold, billboard, and it just comes down to the cost. It just falls under literally like a Facebook category called brand awareness without data. No one's actually going to give you data on how many people and how long they stayed looking at that billboard. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not against that form of advertising, and I think it's all helpful in bringing general brand awareness and brand presence and brand search volume, but it's hard to prioritize that as an ad spend versus Google ad or a Facebook ad, where we instantly have some sort of a feedback on performance, be it clicks to conversions to leads, or be it other metrics like how long did the person stay on the page, how did they engage, what do they inquire, etc. Facebook ads are like that. General advertising is like that. It's you run something, you see what converts, you look at the numbers, and I tell you what, so many times I was really happy I didn't listen to the instructions of the business owner telling me what to do. Over the years, I've been doing that less and less. In fact, I rarely do it because I now have a whole bunch of data. I remember 10 years ago, it was one of the first sort of serious Google ad setups for an accountant. In the initial consult, we don't want to touch Google ads, they do not work. I'm like, that's interesting. And then I was like, shit, this guy knows his stuff about Google ads, and I was pretty good at Google ads. The first thing I did was fired up Google ads. I was like, I don't believe this. I put my own spend into it, didn't tell him, fired up a landing page, fired up some exact matched keyword targeting in the area, and then the clients, whoa, was the SEO's taking off? I'm like, no, it's actually the Google ad. And it was about 10 years ago that I was like, okay, hold on a second. These people aren't running Google ads correctly. These are DIY campaigns. They don't know the difference between broad match, exact match. And so same with this. I'm blessed with this campaign that there is a lot of attention in terms of new offers, new media by the branding agency. So it's really a really good engagement. But the worst thing to do is try something for a week, burn some money, and Facebook doesn't even know what a good lead or sale is. So it takes a month of a good spend. I don't know. There's no magical number of what that spend is. 1, 2, 3K to be just burnt, washed. I don't want to say that because at the end of the day, there is a return in clicks, engagement, users, and sometimes campaigns begin to bring leads straight away. One of the first ads that we ran, we had 81 leads. A lot of them we just couldn't get on the phone, even though they answered 5 questions. Then the ones that did answer and specifically said, call me back at this time, we call back. Sure, some of them answered, some of them picked up, but not many booked, okay? So it's from a ads to booking platform. I think we may have just broken was that test profitable? But then the potential long-term business that is someone that saw the ad, they know that person's there, they've found them on Google, they've read the reviews, they come knocking through the door, and that's where my attribution begins to drop off. And so these are all just things in what I call my omnipresent campaigns, which is if someone hires me for SEO, I'll do what I need to do for them to have leads, be it SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever it is I feel can work for them based on all of my other campaigns. In this case, we've got lots of offers, lots of imagery being delivered, and I'm saying, guys, we're doing this, we're going to change this once a month. Let it run, see the data. If we're just changing it when we get an idea of something we want to try, the business owners get excited about the stuff, all the possibilities, but you need to let it run and then compare the data. And then out of that, revisit what performed best, what images perform best, what videos perform best, and then decide what to run from there.